In the wilds of inland Australia, survival isn't achieved through speed or force, but through the quiet mastery of heat, light and rock. A bearded dragon carries this mastery within him, a neurological atlas of gradients and textures drawn from landscapes older than human memory. Where we see an enclosure, he sees a habitat. Where we see decoration, he sees opportunity. Today, this bearded dragon steps into a world designed to mirror the ancient logic of his ancestors, a micro-world built by hand, shaped by wild inspiration and imagination. For a moment, you can see him mapping his world, at this time not through smell or sound, but through temperature, as though the entire world is speaking to him in warmth. When I built this enclosure, I imagined it would be sitting proudly in somebody else's home. The idea was that it would be sold as a centrepiece, a conversation starter, a fully realised slice of the Australian outback. But somewhere between building the last boulder and fitting the scenic backdrop, I realised I created something that was quite simply immovable. It's 350 kilograms of rockwork, paint, acrylic, steel and stubborn enthusiasm. Too heavy to transport, too heavy to sell, too heavy to do anything but stay. But that unexpected permanence has given me an opportunity that I didn't know I needed. It's given me an opportunity to test this environment with a real animal, to see if it really speaks the language of a bearded dragon, or is it simply an elaborate human interpretation of the outback. Introducing my new friend, Edgar. Edgar will be the one to decide. A year ago, this enclosure only existed as ideas and calculations. Angles of light, gradients of heat, the subtle mathematics of reptile behaviour translated into sculpted rock. But theory is only the first draft of a habitat. The final version is always written by the animal itself. Bearded dragons do not rush into novelty. Their survival depends on caution, on reading small shifts in temperature and light with exquisite sensitivity. Edgar moves like an ancient surveyor tracing the edges of a new continent. He orients his body to the warmth, he adjusts his posture to gather information along his spine, and pauses to let the information settle around him. He lowers his head and makes a single purposeful contact with the rock. A quick taste, one direct sampling of the landscape's chemistry. In this moment, he gathers more information than any human sense could provide. He knows instantly that no bearded dragon has lived here before. Reptiles speak a language of surfaces, and in this language, Edgar is fluent. Right from the moment he entered the enclosure, Edgar has gravitated to this main platform. It's not just a viewing point, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for a dragon to really become himself. It's just like the places they would inhabit in the wild if they were a very high status male, which he surely is. The lower platform is his second choice, not quite as warm and a lower vantage point. Perhaps he finds this one useful when he wants visibility without feeling fully exposed. He's still learning the edges of this new world. Behaviour like this tells you far more than any thermometer. It shows how the animal is negotiating with confidence. He balances caution with curiosity. His internal map of this world is expanding day by day. We're right in the middle of a Queensland heatwave right now. So for the moment, I've kept the enclosure heating system very simple. It's just a vertical gradient, warmer at the top, cooler at the bottom. The dynamic heating system can wait until he's more familiar with the surroundings. This spot here is really warm, so his metabolism will accelerate, his digestion activates. You can see all the area around below, which is his own territory to patrol. The upper rock burrow is where he retreats when the world grows too warm. This area is a buffer zone, a sanctuary where temperature and humidity are reliably stable. That he found it immediately is no accident. It means it behaves the way a natural buffer zone should. It provides a calm equilibrium in a volatile landscape. As the day fades and the colours soften, most desert reptiles seek shelter among shadows. They bury themselves, press into narrow crevices, or vanish beneath logs to let the night pass over them unseen. But Edgar climbs upward. He chooses height, openness, moonlight. It is an act not of bravado, but of trust. Trust in the stability of the environment. Trust in the predictability of the world around him. Trust that he is safe enough to fall asleep out in the open. When an animal sleeps exposed, the habitat has done its job. Water is precious in the outback, but out there dragons can't rely on streams. They extract moisture from plants, insects, and the faint dew that forms before dawn. But when water does flow, they're more than happy to take an opportunity for a deep drink. It's great to see the engineering pay off in this moment, the system quietly mimicking nature exactly as intended. Feeding a bearded dragon isn't just a transaction, it's a small conversation between species. Edgar approaches with a steady, calculated confidence. He isn't lunging or guessing, he's reading distance, movement, and opportunity. He plucks the food item straight out of my hand, accurately and confidently. I suspect he's done this before. The cricket dispersal system introduced in the first video, that's already seen some early signs of success, and there'll be some more on that in upcoming content. Certain elements aligned beautifully with Edgar's instincts, not because they were clever, but because they honoured the simple rules of a reptile's world. Heat where it should be, cool where it must be, and opportunity where curiosity emerges. Reptile design is not simply about aesthetics, it's about recreating the physics that evolution expects. I like to take a position that a captive reptile environment is never completely finished. In time, the animal will reveal what needs to change just by being itself. Edgar has already given me some early notes, and I've developed a long list of things that can change already, and that's going to be featured in upcoming content. To build an enclosure is to translate a landscape, to take the vastness of the outback and compress its logic into a space only a few metres wide. But the translation is only successful when the animal can read it fluently. Edgar is interpreting this world with instincts older than architecture, older than design, older than anything my hands could construct. And in watching him, I'm reminded that reptiles are not simple. They are quiet, but quiet is not empty. Quiet is full of information, full of meaning, full of the kind of ancient intelligence that doesn't need a voice to be profoundly clear. Originally, this enclosure wasn't meant to stay here, but maybe it wasn't waiting for a buyer. Maybe it was waiting for Edgar all along.
If you haven't already seen the epic build of Edgar's Enclosure, why not check it out along with some of my other channel content? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.